What's going on, guys? I am doing a ton of indoor arrow testing stuff. In the past, I ran just a 3.75 tack driver vane, and this right here sucked. I posted about this the other day. For me, on a blade, too much clearance issues for me. I prefer a blade, so it's just a little bit more forgiving, I think. If I make a bad shot, it has control of the arrow. Like if I pull up, I can pull the arrow up better. Can't really do that on a drop away. So, but yeah, what am I testing? X-27s versus SuperDrives. Point weight, anywhere from 130 grains up to 200 probably, in 25 grain increments on both arrows. So far, 150s have been really good for me. I shoot a 26.5-inch arrow, so it's pretty short. So I have to do things around my short arrow and short draw length that shoot the best for that setup. So most people will go to a 4-inch vane. For me, I'm going to be testing 3-inch vanes. I've got the AAE Max as well as the Hybrid 26, basically the same. This one's a little bit more stiff, I think. So I like this. Instantly recovers if I hit the blade. I can do massive helical on this vane. Really good vane base allows for that. Now, those are all the criteria I'm looking for. Another good vane, something like this Fusion X2 from Q2i. I'm going to be getting the DVX vane this week. It is a little higher than the AAE Max. This one's like 0.45, this one's half an inch tall. So the DVX is taller than the white vane, and it's a full parabolic in the back. So that's probably what I'm going to end up running. Got this really big vane base as well, so when you're doing a really tight helical on an indoor shaft, that big vane base allows for that helical. So if I get the itch, I'll try this 360 Flex Fletch. Perkins and Rio have shot this forever. It's a good vane. James Yates, he really likes this vane. I'll test it. The other vanes I'm going to be testing, I have some hybrid 40s. I've got all the tacks, just in case if I want to go that stiff. I'm going to be testing the Air Razor Talon 3.0. So it's longer than the AAE Max vane. It has a little bit more surface area above. It also had the best lift recovery in the Yates study. So that definitely piqued my interest. As far as nocks, I've been running the biters, the 19200s forever. I'm going to be testing Gold Tip's Mini HD pin knock. That's probably the only other knock I would even consider testing. It's a really good knock. Yeah, and we'll see what kind of fletching pattern I do as well. So ideally, as much helical as I can. For me, right helical, not left, even though the arrow wants to spin left. Why? For me, I have found that left, I miss left. So let's just say, if you can go look at Lancaster's study on this too. Lancaster did a video with a high-speed camera, and you can see that as the arrow is leaving the bow with a left spinning arrow and left wing, the arrow is spinning on the string, and then it leaves the bow. So if you have a giant fletching, it could literally, in a bad shot, hit your blade, and then you've been compromised. You're not going to get that clearance issue with the powder test with good shots, but on your bad shots, that's where your clearance issues will show up with the left wing. Now, if you have right wing, it stays straight as the arrow is leaving. So the right wing fights the leftness of the arrow and the string twist or whatever. It clears the blade perfectly, and then once it leaves the bow, it starts spinning. I think that's better from real world testing where humans make mistakes. If I like come out with my release hand a little bit to the right, that pulls the knock right, that puts the point left. On release, if it's all wanting to go left, it's going to miss really big left. But if it has a ton of right helical and it kind of goes straight coming out of the bow and then it spins to the right, maybe it hits a little bit more on the inside, clips the necks on the left side instead of missing. I mean, it's that small of a difference. So that's just some of the personal observations I've had. What I'll end up running is either one of these arrows is in contention, the one that I can shoot the most X's with and have a good bow setup that hits those X's. The vane that allows for the most helical, the best forgiveness, clearance. Yeah, so let me know if you have any questions. If I piqued your interest, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. We'll have a lot more testing results to post later.